The day my son's body was lowered into the ground, she leaned in and whispered, "Don't think you're staying here. You're just dead weight now." Her voice was sweet enough for the mourners not to notice, but the venom was mine alone to hear. I didn't answer, I just looked at her, cold, calculating. She mistook my silence for weakness. That was her first mistake. I carried my son inside me for 9 months. I buried him after 37 years. And now, the woman he had chosen to love wanted me discarded like trash. I remember when she first entered our lives. Bright smile, polite tone, always offering to help in the kitchen. I thought she was genuine. My son adored her. He defended her like a knight before his queen. "Mom, she's family now. Treat her like one of us." So I did. I opened my home, my heart. I even signed my name to joint accounts so she could feel trusted. I see now how blind that was. After his death, she changed overnight. Her words grew sharp, her eyes colder. She moved through the house like she owned every corner of it. My husband's chair? Hers. My son's study? She locked it. She began leaving pamphlets for retirement homes on the kitchen table, her handwriting circling phrases like affordable care and end-of-life support. One evening, she didn't bother with subtleties. "You'll leave after the funeral," she said. "I want the house to myself. You can figure the rest out." I simply nodded. I let her believe she'd won. The day of the will reading came. She arrived in designer black, chin lifted high, grief disguised as arrogance. I sat quietly, my hands folded, letting her have her little performance. When the lawyer read the first part, her smirk widened. My son had left the house in her name. Some accounts too. Enough for her to think she had stripped me bare. She turned, lips close to my ear, and whispered, "Hope you enjoy being homeless. I made sure you get nothing." Her mistake was believing money was the only currency that mattered. The lawyer cleared his throat. His voice dropped as he said, "There's one final section." I felt her body tense beside me. "As per Mr. Harris's instructions," the lawyer continued, "all business holdings, silent partnerships, and residual shares remain under his mother's name. Net worth at the time of death, $48.6 million. Silence. I watched her smirk collapse, her skin drain pale. She blinked rapidly, her breath hitching. Then her body slumped forward, and for a moment I thought she'd fainted from shock. The lawyer didn't flinch, neither did I. My son was many things, smart, stubborn, occasionally reckless, but he was no fool. He knew his wife loved luxury more than loyalty. Months before his illness worsened, he transferred everything of substance to me. The house? Just a distraction. The accounts she thought mattered? Mere crumbs. He gave me the empire, and with it, the power. I didn't rub it in then. I didn't need to. She already saw the walls closing in. Her hands shook, her voice cracked as she tried to argue with the lawyer. He dismissed her with one raised brow and a reminder that her name appeared nowhere on the corporate papers. That night, she packed in silence. Her designer bag stuffed with clothes bought on my son's dime. She didn't look at me as she left, but I watched her go. I didn't stop her. I wanted her to feel that final humiliation, leaving the very house she thought she owned, carrying nothing but fabric and vanity. Revenge doesn't always require shouting. Sometimes it requires patience. Sometimes silence is sharper than any blade. She wanted me homeless. Instead, I own every home she'll ever walk past. She wanted me powerless. Instead, I control the money that once funded her lifestyle. She wanted me discarded. Instead, she's the one erased. Do I miss my son? Every day. The grief gnaws, but I've learned to live with it. What I don't carry is regret. He trusted me to protect what mattered, and I did. As for her, I imagine she tells people she left by choice, that she was too good for us. But I know, and she knows, the truth. She tried to bury me with my son. Instead, she buried herself. Power isn't inherited, it's revealed. And in the end, hers was an illusion. Mine was real, and that's why she fell.